till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
What up? What up? What is up? TGIFF is what's up around these parts. We made it. It's Friday. Friday's connected to Saturday. It's weekend time. Here we go. It's a long weekend. Memorial Day weekend as well. Lots and lots of time off here for me coming up. I'm excited. I'm going to have no show tomorrow. And I won't be here on Monday. Not going to be here on Monday. So this is the last time you guys will see me for a few days. Going to play some spots this weekend, though. I'll make sure I get those out there for everybody. Not going to leave anybody high and dry. Still got some games I want to get involved with. But we have a full card tonight. So we got a lot of work to do in front of us here. You'll see the deal. Lots of Major League Baseball. I even added a spot. Can't leave a 20-0 position alone. Can't do it. Won't do it. Not going to do it. Not up in here. Not up in here. Okay. We got parlays. We got multiple parlays. We got two parlays today. 525. Excited to talk about that one. I got a team total parlay. It's like plus 140 or something like that. It's kind of more of a bankroll booster than a game changer. So we got the game changer at plus 525, and we got the bankroll booster at plus 140-ish. We'll talk the NHL game number 2 between the Western Conference Finals and Edmonton Oilers, Dallas Stars, down there in the Big D. And Edmonton took the Big D last game. So we'll see if that's going to be the case as they roll forward. We're going to go to game 2 at the Garden, and Indy with the massive comeback. The Pacers shock and awe campaign and Madison Square Garden. Does it continue? And of course, we can't look. We swept the board last night in the WNBA. I think we're now 4 or 5 in a row. Yeah, we got 2 more tonight. We're going to run it back. 2 more WNBA plays, and we're going to put a bow on this show at 7 p.m. because I got to go to dinner. So let's get to it, you guys. Appreciate everybody being up in here. I see it's our guy's birthday. Steve Fahrenbach says today is my 35th birthday. Need some birthday winners. Happy birthday to you, Steve. 35 years young. Congratulations. I hope you're having a great day, man. And it's a Friday. Woo! I'd be blacked out by now. Also, it's our guy, Guillermo Zertucci's birthday today. So happy birthday to our guy, G. Look at you guys. Huh? Look at you guys. We're all together. We're all doing it together, and we're all rooting for you guys, and hope you have a happy birthday today. A lot of fun. A lot of card. A lot of money to be made. Not so much money was made last night. It is what it is. I think I ended up down about 1.5 units on the day. So that sucks. Florida Panthers absolutely blasted the Carolina Hurricanes. That don't look good. It don't look good at all. I don't even know what to say. Freddie Anderson is the problem. Now, I don't know if it's just his. I don't know. It's a lot of pace. There's a lot of speed from that Florida Panthers team, and I mean, you got to talk about some puck luck last night. These guys were banging pucks off of the other team's skate, and it was coming right back into their stick, and they were firing meatballs on net that happened to just find their way through the back, through Frederik Andersen. I thought they were going to pull him in the second period. It was the third period they pulled him. Okay, the damage was already done at that point. I guess you just do it to save some wear on the tires, I guess. Also, OKC busted up the Timberwolves. That series might have a sweep. That one probably has gentleman's sweep on it, right? Minnesota probably goes back home, wins this next game, and then OKC just throttles down and kicks the dog shit out of them. That's probably the way I see that one going. So those were some losses. Now, sadly, this is really the difference between almost a break-even day and being down a little bit here was no goals by the Carolina Hurricanes means Seth Jarvis ain't getting any points. Not a power play point, not a regular strength point, not a penalty kill point, nothing. No points whatsoever for Seth Jarvis. By the time they called penalties, the game was over anyways. Didn't matter. So we took a swing at the plus 190. I would take that play again. I know I always break balls, right? If you knew it was a loser, would you play it again? I mean, no. If I knew it was a loser, I wouldn't play it again. Clearly. Stupid question. But that one made a lot of sense. We had the refs that call the most penalties. Now they were calling the penalties for the other team. And we had a guy that's leading in points and power play production on the top line. Those are the kind of spots you want to look to hammer. Just didn't work out for us. So, speaking of us, what didn't work out for us there, the Lance McCullers under 8.5. Lance got his. Sir Lancelot finished off with 6, 7 strikeouts. Over 4.5 was easy, but the under 8.5 was not so easy. They scored. They scored so much it kept me off that game today. Now I did live bet Houston, but doesn't matter. Does not matter. And then, look, we cashed that first 5 over and the full game over in that Atlanta-Washington spot. Washington won the game 8-7. Thought it was a Nats spot. Talked about that with C-Mac on Spaces. Cashed the over 4.5 in the second inning. I believe we cashed the over 8.5 around the third inning. So that one had runs written all over it. 15 runs final. I'm glad we got that one. That was a good one. That was a real good one. What else? What else was a good one? What else? Let's see here. Slim pickings, huh? The Pittsburgh under 9 did not cash. The Brewers win that game 8-5. And the Tigers got shut out 7-0. But we did cash both those WNBA plays. The Indiana Atlanta game, 173.5, way under. That within the first 5 minutes of that game, they took 20 points off the total that we got. So 173.5. They ended at 157, I believe, was the total. So, we melted that one by 16.5 points. That's why I bet the WNBA, because I think we can find some edges. I don't want to jinx myself. With that being said, very superstitious gambler. Also, the New York Liberty busted up the Angel. She got busted. She just blew it. She busted herself up. Anyhow, 12 points, 99-74. 25-point victory out there for that one. They were up, 10, 11 points at halftime? And it was ugly. Really, really ugly. I can see why she's working on her 3-pointers. Maybe my eyelashes are a little too long. I like them. I like them long like that, but maybe they're just a little too long. And it's impeding her ability to recognize that there's multiple halves to basketball. I don't know. They said if she made 100 points, if she made her next 100 baskets in a row, her next 100, she'd still have under a 50% shooting percentage. Angel Reese, my girl. But remember, home dog spots for Angel. They're now 0-12 in those home dog spots with Angel. And that's a bad team. So we're going to see a lot of those this year. That team's like 2 pieces away from figuring out exactly where they need to be. So that's the way it goes. Now, some bright spots, some takeaways from the day. It was a nice, fun live stream. Got really, really, really zipped up for that live stream. I woke up this morning and I was like, whoa, where am I? And it was in my own bedroom. So it was fun. Wish we got more winners, I guess is the way I would say that. But it's always fun to hang out with the fellas, right? I mean, we had Ramon, we had MMA Jeff, we had Keith, we had Razor. It was so much fun. I was like hanging out with those guys, just talking sports, man. That's what's fun for me. I like to sit around with them boys and talk sports. And we talked some golf, right? We talked a little bit about that PGA tournament that's going on. Ramon shared his place. I shared some of the place that I was on. Jeff shared some of his. Charles Schwab, Ben Griffin's in the lead right now. Matty Schmid, 11 under. John Pock, who the hell is he? They interviewed him after he had that first round. Said he was pissed off the Knicks lost. And he went out there and he took it out on the golf course. He sure did. And, look, 12 holes deep today. Still got a third of the golf course to go, but he's 1 stroke back. This is that tournament, though. We talked about it. It could be anybody's tournament. Why can't it be Ricky's tournament? Huh? I like Ricky. I like everything about Ricky, except the fact that he doesn't win. I even like his Oklahoma State orange. I remember I was, listen, when you play golf, you got to have yourself all teed up, right? You got to have the threads. You can't just go out there with your fucking gym shorts on and a t-shirt, right? And I played this one tournament, and this lady looked at me, and she's like, "Oh, he looks like that guy. Oh, what's his name?" Ricky Fowler, man. I had the orange top to bottom. Not top to bottom, but I do still have an orange driver, a Cobra, as a matter of fact. Probably have to swing that thing here in a couple of weeks. It's been raining like crazy. But anyways, golf. Talked a little golf. Talked some WNBA. We talked some NBA. We talked some MLB. We talked some NHL. Now it's time to get to work. We got a full card of action to get to up in here. And we got to be done by 7. So we got 46 minutes to cover 10 games, 11 games, 12 games. There's even an extra one out there. It's a big card tonight. I'm rolling it up. Fuck it. It's my bankroll. I'll do what I want with it. But we're flat bettors. We're consistent bettors. We don't chase. We open up when we think we have some opportunities to do so. And it's a big card tonight. So all things considered, my WNBA justification is there's 2 games that we're playing out of 3. So, okay. I don't like the double headers. You guys know that with the Orioles, Red Sox. So won't be fucking around with that one. They scored 100. I think they're still playing. I think the score is 100-7 right now. Or maybe it's 19-4 or something like that. But the Red Sox put some work in on them O's. I thought if you're going to play the Orioles and they're going to win a game, it's probably that one. Because now they got Giolito, although Giolito's a piece of shit in his own right. So, I don't know. I could add another play, too. All right, let's go. Let's get to work here. We got some stuff to do. You guys got some stuff to do. Your things to do here come by way of smashing the thumbs up button. I told you, get conditioned for not just the thumbs up. You guys do a great job with that. I'd love to see us get to 100. I don't think we've ever gotten 100 thumbs up. It's like for some reason we get to 99 and YouTube like shuts us down. We just need that one more to push it over the hump. So that's a big thing. Smashing that thumbs up button in show. Out of show. Comments. You guys know the deal. I talk about it all the time. We are professional disruptors here, this sports money community. I say professional disruptors because we're not there to distract and dissuade. We just want to get on the map and grow this thing with new eyeballs, right? We want new people coming in here to complement what we already do, sharing some new ideas, sharing new strategies. We always have to be learning. We always have to be growing. If we're not, we're just wasting time. So we want to make sure that we can grow this thing. The way we grow this thing is by comments in the video after the show. And for that matter, video after the show, get ready because there is a contest. I will announce it next week. Get ready. Everyone's going to be eligible. And it should be a pretty nice prize. I'm excited for it. So I'm excited for it. We got the name. It's all teed up. It's all teed up. I can't wait. Thought about some of the logistics, had to figure that piece of it out too. So get ready. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun one. Not just t-shirts and hoodies are up in this piece. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say about that. So let's go. It's time to smash that thumbs up button if you guys haven't done so already. We do appreciate you taking the time to do that. Also, we appreciate those of you that have become silver and gold members. I know we got a new one last night. And I appreciate that. It's always so much fun to continue to grow this thing and see our new gang coming in here, rolling up with us and partaking in what we're doing, believing in what we're doing, and helping to grow this thing. Joe Dog, our newest member up in her. Let's go, you guys. Appreciate you. And I see Joe's in here today. So smash that thumbs up. We'll get to work. We'll fire off this card. We'll read what's going on with the sports monies community and their best bets. We'll talk about my card, and then we'll get to work, and I'll go to dinner. I got to tell you, I got to get going here. I got to snap into it. Yesterday commenced the 6 days of binge drinking. I'm a little sluggish today. I'm still a little sluggish. I took some aspirin a couple minutes ago before the show started. So I got to get moving. I got to get ready. Can't binge drink. You're not binge drinking. I don't promote it. But when I get an opportunity to spend some time with my friends for a couple days, that's what we do. So that's what you know about me. That's what we've got going on. Let's kick this thing off and let's shout out Skunk Blaster coming through here, giving us a 1999 dono, blessing the action before we even get into the card. He says, have a great few days off, Mikey. Have a drink on me and make it a double. My guy, Skunk Blaster. Respect, my dude. Appreciate you. The Skunk Bag play of the day. He's even giving you the Skunk Bag play of the day. Valkyries, plus 11.5. Tom Cruise's Valkyrie, plus 11.5. Every time I hear Valkyries, I think of that. I actually like that movie. I wasn't, and that was a real plot, as my understanding is. Actually, I think it's a combination of a couple. But Skunk Blaster's a member for 7 months in here. That was fun last night with guys are getting the upgrade, the memberships upgrading, getting out there 7 months, 8 months, 9 months. I got to make some badges is what I got to do. I got to get into the badge business here so that we can get everybody going out there. But much appreciation from you, Skunk Blaster. Thank you for being here, participating, and sharing some of your winnings here, your shekels, as you help us grow this thing. And we need it. Every dollar counts in here, and we appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for contributing on a regular basis and, having a positive attitude. That's what's most important. Everybody up in here, you guys do a great job with that. Shout out to Joe T. He's going to kick our card off. He's giving it to us. He's slinging 3 plays. It felt like a big card, didn't it, Joe? He likes the Marlins Angels over 8. Get it. That's where my plus 525 is going to be. And it has nothing to do with the total. So we got an extra play in that Miami spot from Jover. He likes the Yankees Rockies over 11.5. And he likes the Arizona Cardinals. Whoa. Whoa. The Arizona Diamondbacks and the St. Louis Cardinals. This ain't the NFL. Over 8. Over 8, a 3-pack for our guy Jover. Redbeard loves it. Lexicon's here. Smoke and Mirrors. Smoke and Mirrors set me up with a little recipe for this evening. Or maybe tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. And he gives a shout out, of course, shout out to all of those making the ultimate sacrifice for our ability to sit here and do this together and know that we are being defended and protected at the highest cost. Joe W says, happy Memorial Day weekend to us all. Jay Main, Nicholas Handy, Steve's birthday out there. Spoon Bets. What's up, Spoon Bets? Sancho's here, says Sports Money Network. Gerald Jones, Pip and Crew, happy Memorial Day weekend. Best bet is the Knicks first quarter, -2. I like that bet. The Brewers Pirates under 3.5 in the first 5 for our guy. Joe W says, happy birthday to Steve. Lex Scott says, happy birthday, Steve. Ramon Scott says, happy birthday to me. Thanks, dude. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be Canadian wilderness type of birthday vacation. Not the beaches in Vegas that I am accustomed to. But fishing, jet skiing, drinking excessively, and helping my buddy do some construction in his, hand-built cottage. It's not even really a cottage, it's a fucking house. It's a full-fledged house. But it's going to be fun nonetheless. So I appreciate that, Ramon Scott. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. And it was fun hanging out last night. Up to Redbeard giving G the happy birthday. Smoke! Got happy birthday to me. Gerald Jones. Appreciate you guys, man. Thanks. Thank you, Joe W. Appreciate that. Joe Dog says, sup, guys. Missed Florida by a half. Let's hit, baby. Smoke and Mirrors, Guillermo. Heard Santa Anita was going to let some non-chalk out with the birthday. I don't know about that. Chalk and eat. You guys, don't get him started. Don't get him started. Peter Grassi is here. Appreciate you guys, man. Let's go. Let's get this money today. Thank you guys all for being here. Sancho says, let's go. Phil the Kill says, have a great beat day. Thanks. Showing up for us so consistent. Appreciate that, man. There's Gonzo. He's in the house. There's my guy, Gonzo. Subhuman. I sent the old Sub Club a play today. Sub, our soccer fade dude, struck again. We got it. Shout out to all you guys, man. Let's go. Tarek B says, I took the Red Sox game 1. I'm good. Peter Gracia says, Red Sox cashed on the run line. Lil Domo. Happy birthday. Thank you, Lil Domo. Phil the Kill says, I thought about the O's. Then I sobered up. What's up, old E? Tone Abs. Back. Let's pick these winners today. How do I subscribe? At the bottom, next to the comments, you'll see a $sign. If you have to be on the laptop, computer. Or my understanding is a Droid, not an iPhone. And next to the comments, you'll see the $sign. Give it a smack out there. You'll see some membership options. And yeah, I'll be releasing someplace this weekend, of course, even though there won't be a live show for me. Of course, Ramon Scott will give it all to you guys. You know what he does out there and how he does it. But I'm going to share a place. I've got spots that I still will look for. And I don't know how I'm going to put it out there, though. You know, I like to put it on the little watermark there. Our Sports Money branded material, but whatever. It is what it is. Let's go. $10.99. If you fall off the roof, I bury you myself, Redbeard. Oh, no. Ice Viking. Let's go, my guy. Eat the mushrooms in our Canadian outback, says Ice Viking. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It's always a good time. It's just fucking far. It's like 5.5 hours away. That's all it comes down to. Shout out to Redbeard, says, love Arizona cards tonight. Tarek B says, happy birthday, Big Mike. Coming in like a wrecking ball this weekend. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't get me started here. Let's go. Let's get started. Let's get this thing going. We got a bunch of plays to cover. We don't have all the time in the world to do it. So let's pop right off. Let's open this card up. Let's talk about play numero uno on the board today. I had a conversation with our guy Gonzo today about this game here. The Chicago Cubs popping off here and trying to make heads and tails of this, right? Look, it's a weird number. It opened up as the Cubs as a -120. Let me move this over here. I hate to be looking over there all the time, you know? And I wonder why my neck's crinked. And it goes to -108. -120 to -108. 69% of the bets and 73% of the cash are on the Cubbies. 8.5s have found their way down to 8s. And we have 68% of the bets and 65% of the cash on the over. So we do have a little reverse line movement on both sides. Matty Boyd, 2.98 ERA. Hunter Green, 2.37 ERA. On the surface, close matchup. Maybe a slight edge to Hunter Green. Then factor in Matty Boyd's a lefty. Now we start moving the needle to right. We're just trying to find little incremental movements to try to help us identify a spot. We're going to move that needle in the Cubs direction. The lefties do have the favor and the advantage across Major League Baseball. Then we look at some other extenuating circumstances. How about this one? Hunter Green got hurt his last out. Left the game early. I know that because I was on his K-prop and he fucked me. So this is his first game back. We don't want to be involved on teams with their pitcher's first game back from an injury. Now, there's all kinds of different attitudes around the injury, right? Was it his back? Was it his leg? Was it his arm? Was it his hand? Was it a blister? I don't care what it was. He was out, and now he's back. And that's going to be really all that I need to know to want to get involved on this Cubs side of the house here. For me, that's good enough here. I think, by the way, let me not forget, with Cincinnati being a hitting-friendly ballpark here, one of the top 5 teams in Major League Baseball when it comes to smacking the cover off the ball are those Chicago Cubs. And realistically, even if Hunter Green's going out there shoving, what's he going to go, 5-6 innings? We're going to catch bullpen. We're going to see that opportunity shine. And I like Kyle Tucker. I mean, look, I feel like a fucking redundant when I talk about this Cubs. I like the Cubs bats. The 2 teams lying in the weeds that I enjoy the bats out of the most, the Cubs and the Angels. And I like them mostly because we get good price tags on them. You look at the Phillies and Schwarbers, you're going to catch -115s. Of course I love my Phillies. And I won't play Ohtani's because his price tag sucks. I won't play Judge because his price tag sucks. Although tonight, I do think I'll play that Ohtani, Schwarber, and Judge home run props here. I don't know about the Ohtani piece. I fucking hate playing Ohtani. Ohtani never's cashed. I don't know how that guy's got so many points because every time he does, I don't know him. Every time I play him, he doesn't do shit. So anyways, I digress here. We know the Cubs, look, they just got done busting up the White Sox in that series out there. They did lose one of those games. It was game 1, if I'm not mistaken. Then they went down to Miami. They lost game 1 in Miami. 8-7, though. Bats were alive. Then they come back 14-1. They win that third game 2-1. They get out of Dodge and they roll into Cincinnati, who just came off of, well, just not scoring. They played the Pirates. They won the first game 7-1. They got shut out game 2. And normally a team that gets shut out comes back and wins. Not these Reds, because they can't score more than 1 run a game. So I'll take the Chicago Cubs to pop this top, get this card started for us here. Reasonable price tag with the minus 110 on top of it. Good for me. Good enough to get her going. Shut up the smoke. Get to the Sports Money membership. Let's go. Shut up to you, smoke and mirrors. Cheers. I don't think I rinsed that cup enough from last night. Got a little something going on there. It's got a little taste like vodka. Or maybe it's just me. It could very well just be me. Game number 2. Yeah, we're going to talk about Milwaukee. Algonquin for the good land. And the Pittsburgh Pirates. It's Paul Skeens Day. Oh my God, it's Paul Skeens Day. Minus 136 has moved down to minus 124. Because money is coming in on the Milwaukee Brewers. Plus 116 they open. Plus 110 they're at. 55% of the bets, 54% of the cash on the Brewers, the Brew Crew. The Brew Pops, whatever you want to call them, the total at 7 suggests a lower scoring game. 72% of the bets are on the over. Only 58% of the cash, however, because it's Paul Skeens Day. But what we don't know, and this is where I think these books are trying to trick everybody. Why, they let me take a step back. Paul Skeens is clearly their number one. He's a 2.44 ERA. Peralta's the number one on the Brewer side of things. He's a 2.59 ERA. If you didn't know anything about who's pitching, and you just saw the Pirates and the Brewers, unless it's just me, how could you even consider taking the Pirates? Their bats stink, right? Now, we have a 1 versus 1, not just any one. We have Mr. Livy Dunn on the bump for the Pittsburgh Pirates. But he hasn't been covering his K-prop. And he doesn't get run support. So why is this line a favorite? And I think that's why the Sharps came in there and started taking away on this Milwaukee side of things here. They weren't going to lay minus. Why are you going to lay minus 136 on Pittsburgh Pirates? That's a fucking pass. Now they can certainly go out there and win this game 1-0 or 2-1. We've seen that capability, but their bats just don't perform. Period. As good of a batter as O'Neal Cruz is, he still plays on a team that doesn't have anybody on base for him to knock in RBIs. It's just a losing proposition. Now, they did score a shitload of runs yesterday, 8-5. But it was a win for the Brewers. The Brewers busted up Baltimore 2-1 in that series. Brewers are scoring. Pirates are not. 2 aces on the bump. The way that I opted to attack this one, I saw it in our chat as well. I think it's a good play, is to give me that first 5 under 3.5. Skeens, K-props, not covering. You can't bet the Pirates. How are you going to bet the Pirates? Even if the Brewers lose this game, you still shouldn't have bet the Pirates. But to me, it's a situation where we've got ace versus ace. We've got a 3.5. It's juiced to the under. It's juiced to the under for a reason. And it just, the inconsistency. I want to take the bullpen factor out. It's just a play on 2 ace pitchers with low scoring offenses right now. And I think it makes sense. I think it's everything we need to know about this game here. We talk about the Skeens side of things and their bats. How about the Brewers? Coming off a 3-run win over the last 3 years, they follow it back up to an under. 12-4 to the under. 16 games, 12-4 to the under. If they ran away with a 3+ road win victory of their previous game. So Skeens should shut them down. Brewers should shut them down. Everyone should shut everyone down. I like the Pittsburgh team total under 3.5 as well. That was an honorable mention play. I will say that. Honorable mention under 3.5 on that team total. Let me see what that price tag is. Maybe I'll move it from honorable mention to I just bet it. Let me see. Let me see. What do we got? Because really it's just coming, I could see Peralta. All right. I'm going to take it. It's under 3.5. Their Pittsburgh Pirates team total under 3.5. And, oh, come on. Go through, go through, go through, go through, go through. Ah. I hate when it does this. Then I got to go through and I got to re-verify the fucking location. I haven't moved. I haven't moved all day once I got out of bed. Why are you making me re-verify my location? That's just so stupid. Well, I went through fast. All right, we're good. We're good. It's official. I had it as well. So the first 5 under 3.5, and then the Pirates team total under 3.5. Peralta shoves. I think he gets us through the 6th anyways. And we keep her moving down the pike out there. Let's go. I got some plays to add to the card that I didn't necessarily jump in on the pregame side of things here. That first play will be the New York Metropolitans, who open up as plus 102s. I tell you what, I thought about this one long and hard. Speaking of Livy Dunn. Huh? What? I don't know if you guys caught that one. Anyways, plus 102 is now minus 109 on the New York Mets side of things. 47% of the bets and 56% of the cash are sitting there on the Metropolitans. This one's fucking weird. The Dodgers. What, call it the number 2 bats in baseball next to the Phillies? 1A, 1B, I don't care how you, it's top is what it is. They open as minus 120. They're now plus 100. So there's been 20 cents of movement. I continue to think about what our guy said, and the Dodgers won the other night, right? Low price tag, and it's making it cheaper to buy the Dodgers. You buy the Dodgers. I was thinking that all day long. Then I took a step back and I saw the total's got an 8.5. So it's under the key number of 9. And I looked at the pitchers. And we have Clayton the Great Kershaw, who is not so great. We have Griffin Gas Canning. But Gas Canning has been 5-1 this season with a 2.47 ERA. Kershaw, start number 2. I kind of like a pitcher on start number. I keep talking about these guys like McCullers and, getting to that second start. Now they're in form and they're finding their way out there. Should be a lower scoring game. So I get why this number opened up under 9. Still felt a little lofty. But Canning crushes at home on top of that with a 1.71 ERA. He went 5. He gave up 7 hits his last game with 2 earned runs, 2 homers. This is against the Yankees. He's collecting wins. And man, with all due respect, I don't care so much about the wins and losses. You guys have heard me say that before. But just check this out. 2, 3, 4, 5. He's given up 5 runs, 4 home runs. That's it. 5 runs, 4 of them were home runs. He pitches to contact 7, 4, 6, 2, and 7. But here's where I give him the honorable mention here. The teams that he played: Philadelphia, number 1 team in baseball. The Nationals. They kind of win the other day. Then you got the Arizona Diamondbacks. They won that game. The Chicago Cubs with those bats that I just talked about. And then the New York Yankees. So why not put the fucking Dodgers on his resume? And it's a little bit more to grab onto than that. Now, I know it's their first game back in 6 days, right? So some people will say, well, they're just coming back from a road trip. Well, that road trip was across town in the Yankees. And then a 45-minute drive down the road to Boston. So it's not like he was flying all over the country. He probably could have slept in his own bed. I bet you he did sleep in his own bed for the majority of these trips. Because he's playing on the road every single day, unless he wanted to go party. I don't strike that. He doesn't strike me as that guy. So let's take that off the table. And we just talked about Kershaw. He's got a fucking 12 ERA. Now it is his second game. So maybe he comes back to form. They did put him on a pitch count that last game. I always feel like if you're watching the count, you're not watching the score. Simple as it is. Now, the NL East, when they're home on Fridays, I got to come up with a home stat. By the way, the fucking Florida Panthers. Why didn't we just drop the farm on the Florida Panthers under again? Thursday unders for the Florida Panthers. That inspired me for this one. The NL East at home on Fridays are 8-0. Perfect 8-0. And they're winning by like 2.5 runs a clip. How about that? We'll keep our eyes on that little gem. NL East. Fridays. Home. Guess who else is home tonight? The Atlanta Braves. May have a side bet there. The Mets certainly don't fare well against lefties. That's an issue, especially in the dog world. But that line's moved, so they're not really so much a dog anymore. But let's talk about the 20-0. The Mets at home, game one, opponent scored less than 8 runs the previous game. 20-0. Starting a series at home, opponent scored less than 8 runs. Potentially suggest tired bats or guys that were taking excessive swings. And they had to travel to get to the Mets. So I like that little 20-0 number. How about this one? The Dodgers intersect themselves with a nice 0 for us, an 0 for 11. In the favorite role, less than a minus 136 the first 3 games of a series. If they're in a rematch spot, not revenge, rematch against a team they busted up with 8 or more runs and 10 or more hits, the margin is 3.7 runs a game. So the Mets should crunch these dudes. That's the way I'm going to play this one. I took the Mets full game. Minus 105. It just seems like a weird number. But I took it. Redbeard says Dodgers first 5 is a must. If he's wrong, fire. Gorky. Look at Gorky giving us some action. The Battlehawks and the Stars. A little UFL action in there. Abel A likes Mookie, hit, Teo. Teoscar. RBI. I like saying that guy's name. Teoscar. I'm not probably not even saying it right. What are the chances I'm saying that right in the first place? All right, so we got the Mets. We added the Mets in there. By the way, strong lean to the for the Atlanta Braves as well. Excuse me. All right, onward, upward. Let's keep her moving. The Texas Rangers, the Chicago White Sox. What do you want me to say? Here's what I like most about this one. Texas is on the road, so they're getting a bat in the 9th inning. They should just add extra runs to a tired, depleted bullpen and a shit team in the White Sox anyways. How about that breakdown? Is there really anything else to talk about? They're open as a plus 158. It's moved against them. Albeit this, 93% of the bets, 98% of the cash are on the Texas Rangers. Hasn't moved. It's Molly, though. 5-1 with a 1.47 ERA. He's playing Berkey with a 2.5 record, 4.69 ERA. The only concern, the Texas Rangers are 8-16 on the road. I guess I would counter that and say it's a relatively young season. So they got plenty of time. There's no rush. I'm going to take the Rangers. I just took them at minus 1.5. There's not much more to talk about there, right? It's a reasonable price tag. There's no reason to sell anybody on anything. It's the Texas Rangers. It's the run line, and they're going to bat in the 9th inning. Actually, when I was looking at it, I was like, that's it. I stopped looking at anything else. I mean, if you want to look at a little Molly numbers out there, I mean, I don't even want to put it in the ether. He's got a 2.65 ERA. Just came off of a 6-inning performance. He got hit 5 times, only gave up 1 run. Can the bats do enough for him? They've won the last 2 games, albeit one of them was 2-1 against the Colorado Rockies. He's a consistent pitcher. I'm not worried about that one. Let's just get that one in us. And I mean, that could be a parlay piece if you want. I don't think you need to go to 2.5 to try to make it plus money. I don't think you need to be greedy. Just be happy that they win this thing by 2 runs and you cash your bag. Kansas City and Minnesota will coming up next here. Another situation with a left-handed pitcher. Cameron and Lopez will start this one off there. Lopez with a 2.4 ERA. He's been playing okay. He's been doing all right. Actually, been doing better than all right. Now, you know my situation. These Minnesota Twins, they will win in bunches. They will lose in bunches. We do have consistency in Pablo. He's gone 6 innings, all but one of his last 4 starts. He's not really giving up a lot of hits. Important factor. He did just shut out the Milwaukee Brewers. 6 innings, 2 hits, 2 walks, 6 Ks. In fact, he's been averaging 6 Ks all season long, with the one exception against Baltimore when Baltimore was ice cold. He got 11 Ks. So you got a little Pablo action. Check that box. Now you get the lefty action. Kansas City side of things. Obviously, it favors Lefties, there's not a lot of lefties in the show. And they do have a tremendous advantage. Noah Cameron. What do we know about Noah Cameron? He's a 6-inning guy. Not a K guy, but a 6-inning guy. In fact, he was impressive. Guy's averaging 3 Ks a game, 6.1 innings pitched, 1 hit, 2 hits. Noah Cameron. Did just come off a shutout loss, but it was 1-0 against St. Louis. That was when them St. Louis bats were hot. Did win 3-0 against Tampa Bay. So, low-scoring affair. And I'm going to just isolate starting pitching in this one here. Actually, I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm taking the full game under. The full game under 8. I like the situation, too. When you think about the bats, what we haven't been seeing from the Kansas City side of things is expectations realized, right? There's a lot of power in this Kansas City lineup, and it's just either it's short-circuiting or it's just not working. Now, they did just win 8-4. Before that, they lost 3-2. They won 3-1. They won 2-1. They lost 1-0. I mean, they're just not scoring. So 8, I thought was a lofty enough number. I saw some 7.5s come down out there, so it's a little juicy now on the 8, but I still like the 8. In case it ends up being like a 5-3 situation. But I expect Kansas City wins this game. I liked Kansas City in the first 5, but my numbers told me it should be a +0.5 instead of the money line. So I started thinking, is it 0-0, 1-1 situation like that? The only thing I mentioned, the Twins can score in bunches. They can win in bunches, but they also can lose in bunches. They went through their wins. I think they're down under their losses now. 16-7 at home, though. They do have an advantage on their home turf, as do most clubs. But it's good enough. We'll take the under. We'll smack this under right in the baby's bottom. Put it in our bag. See if we can get paid. Kind of some boring spots. You look at the card, it's like, all right, these are probably what they should be. Let's talk about a fun spot. I mean, it's fun to get paid, and we want to win. So we're not just taking, this isn't a fucking circus. It's not a magic show. We want to make money. But there's no reason we can't have like a really fun time trying to root for that money. And I think this is a really great opportunity for us here. This is going to be the +525 opportunity I mentioned pre-show. The Marlins, who go on the road at 6-14 against my LA Angels. We're on pace, baby. It's funny. It's for a different day, I guess. But it's funny because we were talking about earlier about the computers factor some of these lefty-righty matchups and shit like that in there. And I was like, there's a reason I looked at this team in San Diego and I said that they're going to probably go 10-4 in their next 14 games. Remember, I stopped the show and I went down the run. Let's just take a look at it. They're going to get these. They're going to get these. And I think the 4 losses I had pegged them against the Dodgers. 6 games now, I think, is the streak, right? They won 3 against the Dodgers. Or was it 3 against the Athletics? Or was it 4? I think it's 7 now. 7 straight wins. Don't play Pictionary with me. I'm fucking pretty damn good. Now they're a -165 favorite. I like the Angels, but I don't like them that much. I'm not a fucking dummy. and furthermore, I'm not a Kikuchi fan. He's 0-4 with a 3.5 ERA on the season. Not only is he sitting there with a 3.5 ERA, but, well, look, it's hard to get mad at a team that likes to score runs, right? I guess that's kind of what it comes down to. That being said, though, -165 is not in the cards. Flip side of things, we have Sandy Alcantara. Remember the controversy? He didn't want to be called Alcantara. He wanted to be called Alcantara. Pay attention. Pay attention to people that are on the other side of that. He's thinking with a 7.99 ERA. Tough spot for Sandy. Can't be easy having a name like Sandy if you're a dude either. I don't know many dudes that are. I know one actually. Anyhow, what's the rub on this Angels team? Their bullpen. We were sweating bricks yesterday, waiting for the Angels to get that win against the Athletics to close that series out because their bullpen is bad. Terrible, in fact. Now, does that get me to the Miami Marlins side of things? Well, I don't like Kikuchi. Goes back to his, Toronto days? And I'm not laying minus 165 for the Angels. So you would think, okay, well, you're on the Marlins. I am. That's part one of the parlay. I added a leg to this thing to beef it up. And the reason I beefed it up is because of, I think, what the cards have shown us here. And I mean by the cards, the T cards, the tarot cards, if you will. Not tarot card reader, but you know what I'm saying. Fucking cards of fortune have presented us an opportunity to get involved and jump in on a little opportunity that you see here on the screen. Miami to win the game. Alcantara under 17.5 recorded outs. Now, hear me out. The Angels bullpen stinks. Anytime they're leading, you're sweating bullets. Miami's bullpen, well, it's not phenomenal. It is battle-tested and rested. They got busted up against the Cubs 14-1. They weren't using shit for their bullpen in that game. They followed up with a 2-1 game. Not much bullpen usage there either. So they do have the advantage with the rested bullpen coming into this thing against a team that has a shit bullpen. Why did I add the Sandy piece of it? Because Sandy loves to shit the bed. Shit the bed Sandy, they're calling him. 7.99 ERA and a 1.61 whip. Over the last 2 weeks, the Angels, I talked about their bats, and we're on it. 4th in OPS. Fucking literally caught that right at the start of it. But only 3 innings of bullpen work on Wednesday. They were off on Thursday. And Sandy has a propensity. He's gone under this number 8 of his last 9 starts. Sandy. He stinks. 14.81 ERA in 3 starts. The White Sox touched him up on the road. He's not a good road pitcher. I'm not laying the 165. The books have kind of figured out the Angels should go out there and smack with the freshly rested bullpen. Why would you leave Sandy in there for 7 innings if he's getting busted up? 8 of the last 9 starts, he hasn't gone 5. So we're going to take it. We're going to put those two together. We're going to get a plus 525. It's kind of that non-correlated parlay. Because you would think if you're picking the Marlins to win, you're picking Sandy to just shove. And all he's shoving is toilet paper all over the field to clean up that shit that he's dropped out there all over the place. So I like it. I think that's a fun little play. I think that's a fun one for us to get a big score. Just a unit. Ramon says, Sandy's lost the right to choose the pronunciation of his name. You're sporting a 15 ERA. You have lost the right to pretty much do anything. Redbeard says, I remember when the Angels were on the shit list. I know. That's how far we've come. They came off the shit list. And I got to find that video. I got to go back and see which one it was. I know it was against the Padres. I'm going to clip the short and be like, stop it. Listen, why can't they go 10-4 when they're in the middle of sucking? That's my claim to fame. Took a shit team like the Angels after they lost Mike Trout and said, they're going to go 10-4 their next 14. Who does that? Sports bettors do that. Guys that know the fucking game do that, is what happens. Let's go. Here's the fun parlay I told you guys about here. There's not a lot of negotiation required on this one either, right? Oh, the Reds are up 1-0. So the Phillies. The reason I didn't like the Phillies on the run line is because I am cognizant of that just left course. Cashed the under yesterday. Cashed their team total spot. Or I'm sorry, we cashed the under team total for the Colorado Rockies. I took this down from 5.5 to 4.5. I suspect they win the game, right? I mean, it's not a big stretch. They're playing Oakland. Oakland's 8-17 at home. Oakland's pretty much toast. Plus a young team that's loses confidence on top of that. But even at minus 1.5 runs, you're at minus 120. And I don't like that left course factor. So I'm going to take regardless of who wins and loses this game. I like the fact that this is a hitter-friendly ballpark. In a hitter-friendly ballpark, we should see teams hit runs. And the best batting team in baseball are the Phillies. They should take advantage of this situation. I took it down from 5.5 to 4.5. Then I got the Yankees. What do you want to say? 1, 2, and 3. 1A, 1B, 1C. The Yankees fall into that groove. Don't they lead the league in home runs? If I'm not mistaken, with like 60, something like that. Just off the top of my head. But they're in course. So what? They're not going to score runs? Is that what we're saying? Now their team totals moved to 7.5, so I took it down to 5.5. Is it sexy? I don't know. Is it fun? It's plus 132. I thought it was just a good way to say, what are you going to do? You're going to lay 3.5 runs to get any opportunity from the Yankees. They should go out there and take down Gordon with a 5.68 ERA. But it's Clark took a big shit. Schmidt. I don't like getting involved in the Schmidt business. I'm not in the Schmidt game, but I'm in the runs game. And offensive-oriented teams and offensive ballparks scream teams getting some runs, especially when we're taking it down below the number that the books are putting out there, and it's a plus 132 spot. So get it to me. Get us payday. Let's close it out with baseball on that note. What do you guys think about that? Boy just pooped himself, says Joe Talk. Is he shit in the bed? Oh, there goes that lefty theory, right? We'll see. It's a long game. We got the full game cubbies, not the first 5. Action Jackson says the Weekend album is fire. Dude, I'll tell you what, the Weekend was in that show with Johnny Depp's daughter. It was so, I don't even remember the name of it. I kept telling people to watch it because it's fucked up. Not like gory fucked up. It was like smacking her bottom with the comb style. And it was just fucked up. And they were like, all right, we're not going to do second season because it was just too fucked up. And it was like the 3rd episode. And they just stopped doing it altogether. They just cut the show because they were just catching so much backlash with the Weekend. The Weekend was in there. He's kind of like a pimp to the star. I don't know. You got to check it out if you know the game I'm talking about or the movie I'm talking about. I wish I could think of the name of it. It's fucked up. She's hot though. Edmonton Oilers, Dallas Stars. Speaking of hot, the Dallas Stars came out, finished that game on fire. We talked about it with the ref assessment. Before you even ask me the ref assessment, there's no edge here. I looked. I'm looking down to just a few games. Got plenty of time to look at this shit. But we do have Ottinger and Skinner. Now Skinner factor didn't finish the game. Shit the bed. Actually, he did finish the game, if I'm not mistaken. Anyhow, he was leaking runs like a sieve. I think he had 4 goals allowed on 7 shots to finish that game off. But people were talking about the power plays and, they gave it to Dallas. Yeah, it was a Dallas spot because the refs liked them some Dallas. And we talked about it and we capitalized on it. So, as we look at this game, what do we have? Well, 2 things. One, I think the zigzag theory is in effect. It's no ref advantage for Dallas this game. That was truly a ref advantage for Dallas that last game. And they exploited it. This team should find a way to come back, though. They were kicking the shit out of him in the first half of that game. First 2 periods of that game. Just Skinner became Skinner. Skinner's either shut out or shit the bed. We talked about that the other day. Either going to shut him out, back-to-back shutouts, or he shits the bed. Like 4 goals on 7 shots. I think he gets a little redemption. I know they're changing the lineups here. When it comes to changing the lineups, the big spot that I was looking for, and I got to see if it's officially confirmed here. I'm looking for Jeff Skinner, not Stuart Skinner. Looking for Jeff Skinner to go out there on the 3rd line and generate a point. Probably even be the first goal scorer. It's not in my book yet, though. Why do I like this guy? Because they're inserting him into the lineup on the 3rd line. I don't think he's on the 3rd line, but he's not a first-line guy, so let's not go there. And he's playing on the 3rd line with all people. He's got Henrique and Evander Kane on the team. So that's a pretty good line. Not going to get a lot of power play time. Probably go out there and, I don't know, maybe they factor him in. But just based on the morning skate, it was Kane, Henrique, and Skinner on that 3rd line out there. Brown not on the ice. Arvidsson, Ryan, and Jones, other players they're considering out there. So I just think this is an opportunity for this Edmonton team to bounce back, save some face, and go back to Edmonton with a 1-1 series split there. They can't be happy with the way they finished that game, so I suspect they'll start strong. I do like the under. We saw the under yesterday. Cashed 5-0. Can't believe it cashed, but it cashed. And so I'm going to go back to Edmonton. I thought it was a good price tag. Plus 105 spot for the Edmonton Oilers. Zigzag in effect. I'm rooting for Dallas. They're talking about how the ratings are down in the NHL. Are you surprised? I don't know. I'm a fucking hockey guy. I don't know if the game's on TNT or ESPN. I don't know where it is. They were on ESPN Plus for a minute. Like, they're all over the place. No wonder your ratings are down. You're not consistent. You're not helping your fans find the games. Put it on one spot and leave it there. I don't care if it's on the Outdoor Life Network. Just keep it on one spot. Make it easy for us to find the damn game. Keep a fair broadcast in play. But the Oilers will win this game tonight. I suspect they come out there and smack them. Jerry Davis says, yeah, Skinner's not on my props either. Redbeard thinks that's a gift at minus 105. Sancho likes the Oilers, though. Dougie Wise. He's got the free bands. Play of the day. Naismith under 13.5 points. Sancho likes the Phillies minus 2.5, huh? Okay. Boyd is in the process of pooping himself. Should have taken the over, huh? Ramon, you remember the Outdoor Life Network. Come on. That was when ESPN said, get out of here. I said it's funny how we've gone full circle, isn't it? The NHL got kicked off ESPN because nobody wanted to watch it. And they had the only spot they could get on TV was a channel called the Outdoor Life Network, which actually was probably a blessing for the Outdoor Life Network because they got pretty big and popular. From there, and now basketball's off of ESPN and hockey's on ESPN. It's gone full circle in my lifetime. Shout out to Ray Otachi in the house. Says, yo, Blake. Good to see you. Best of luck. Joe Dog says 3-0 Reds. It's always fun to start the card off with being down, sweating early. Speaking of zigzags, I expect a zigzag factor in this game as well. I don't expect them to have the... look, it's all the things that we talk about with the immediacy and the revenge spot. Game 2 favorites playing a team that was in the playoffs the year before are 51-19. 51-19. Back-to-back games against the same team, you're 283 and 175 if you're the favorite. If you're laying 5 or more points in a revenge spot, you're 163 and 108. And the game 2 bounce back. 58 and 28. Now, the Halliburton factor is a real deal out there. 31 points. He led the team the last game. The Pacers are 9-0 to the over if he got at least 24 points his previous game. This thing's moved. I'll give you the splits. I forgot to give you the splits for this thing here. Let me get into there. I kind of went through that. I kind of dismissed some of those baseball spots because I was like, there's really nothing to talk about there. This line opened at 5. It has moved to 5.5. We've seen some 6s now on the New York Knickerbocker side of things. 48% of the bets, 58% of the cash. What do we know about Madison Square Garden? It's a metropolitan city. It is if you were going to put a pin on the lifeblood of the world, the heartbeat of the world, that pin would literally be Madison Square Garden. And everything else pumps out from there. The biggest media market, the most hyped fans. We saw what they were doing after they closed out that last series. Why is that important? Because Madison Square Garden, I know this from personal experience. Going down there, and we used to go to see, my headquarters office was the building next to Madison Square Garden. And then we would go to games at Madison Square Garden. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, corporate crowd. Expensive tickets. Even Thursdays to some degree. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fucking Benny from the Bronx is there. He's had a 12-pack of beer for breakfast. He's been sipping on Grandpa's cough medicine all afternoon, and he's ready to either punch somebody in the face or start booing the shit out of everybody. It's going to be loud. It's going to be ruckus. It's a different crowd in that in place today, especially after the Boo Birds came out and they choked that lead away in epic fail fashion. I made some plus money on it, but I don't expect it to go like that. All the trends show bounce back. 227.5 moved to 224.5. So you've got the numbers have come down 3. 94% of the bets, 92% of the cash are on the over. I'm going to take the Knicks to bounce back in this game. I don't like it. National says, Red Sox smashed. It's funny. My brother texted me earlier. He said, Red Sox smashed. And he texted in all capital letters. Ricky Levine says, easy peasy, Mikey. Edmonton series on ESPN, Florida on TNT. All right, well, now I know. I didn't know that, Ricky. I didn't know that. Boy, I don't know. How did TNT get the short stick there? That series is going to be over in 2 more games. All right. We're on a nice little WNBA run, so let's go. Let's take advantage while we've got it. We've been capitalizing on really one of the very few trends I have in the WNBA. So what we got? First game, I'm going to take the points with the Sun. Here come the Sun. What we're looking at with this spot, particularly, is too many points. I don't get the splits, right? I don't have the split information for WNBA. I can just tell you kind of where the line started and where it's at, and it's moved up 2 points. I think this is a dramatic overreaction. They don't know what's going on with these numbers right now. That's what it comes down to. The Lynx, Boston-Baltimore, just got postponed. Game number 2. I wonder if it's postponed, though, because they didn't have enough time in between playing the 2 games. Time will tell. Thought process is this, though. Minnesota Lynx. They come out there, they play at Dallas, they win, they cover. They play at LA, they win, they cover. They get Dallas coming back home, they're laying the big number, and they blow it. 85-81, they won, did not cover. The Sun played the Liberty, covered 94-86. They were getting the big number. Then they play Washington, they don't cover. They don't cover again against Vegas. So we've got kind of a unique situation. I just think that the challenge they're having right now is what number do you put on this thing? And I think this is where we're in a situation where it's too many points. Overall, if you're a team that just played the Aces with a home factor in there, you're 9-4 straight up. You're 9-4 against the spread. Not a ton of work to go with here. We do know that we've got the Lynx in that spot at home. To me, it's just, again, I don't want to overemphasize it. It's just too many points. I've said it 3 times now. It just feels like it's too many points. A lot of personnel changes for Connecticut. They're struggling to find their rotation and groove right now. But the average margin of victory that we're seeing in these spots for a Lynx-oriented squad is 7 points. It's not enough. They're going to go out there and smash them by 20 to win this thing and cover by 16.5. They got to be up by like 20. Not going to get involved in it. Just give me the 16.5. Game number 1. This is the trend that we've been riding for the last 2 days. Now, we were taking the unders because we saw that significant trend for the overs. But the number and the margin was where the factor was. When these points were why did we take the under 173.5 yesterday in that WNBA game? Because the trend suggested the average total is around 161 with a margin of 8. That fell outside of the criteria. There wasn't enough comfort on that, and they're going to smoke the under by 20 points. Now, we've got that trend in our back pocket again. Storm on 3 days rest, the Mercury with 1. Find ourselves in a 9-2 to the over position as well. Storm last played Dallas away and won. 79-71. Low ball score. Mercury last played at home against the Sparks. They won 89-86. High ball score. This trend, though, was that one that supported the 220. Hang on. I'll tell you exactly what it was. 219 and 152. 219 and 152. Theoretically, both the Sun and the Storm games fit that criteria. And if you want to talk about this trend on the total, the side rather, 182 and 182. This trend is if the previous game's total was less than 174, the opponent won by 7 or more points. Those spots find themselves 182 and 182 against the spread. Right down the middle. The problem is the average line's a point. Well, 16.5 is too many points for that spot. The total for the over is 219 and 152. The average number we're seeing is 164. It's going over by 4, puts us at 168. 219 and 152, and we're catching ourselves on this game a 157.5 with low vig. Line opened up. You know, as you look at this thing, where did it open up? Let me give it to you. I don't have split data. But I'll tell you my play, and I'll tell you kind of the thought process of where I'm going with it. It started at 155.5. It's gone to 157.5. I bet you we see 164. I think that's how many points we'll see for the game, not where the number will set. I think it's going to probably set around 157.5. So give me the over in this game. And I think it probably comes more in the second half, I think, is where, because I expect it to be a tight game. You know, the margin is 1 point. 1 point. We got 6.5s out there. I mean, I would think about the Mercury in that position as well. But for me, official plays there for the WNBA. Storm over 157.5. Sun plus 16.5. The season's young, so I don't have a ton of trends to go off of. It's just kind of trying to use this one that's been kicking ass for us and deciding whether or not we're playing the side or the total, the over or the under. That's what it comes down to. So that's the way we go. What's Cletus going to win the ARCA race, Ramon? 20-1? Cameron Sinnett. Why did they start them at the same time? I agree. Yesterday, they started them with, a half an hour in between. It's funny. They started them with a half an hour in between, but that game was over before that NBA game started. So in any event, you guys, that's the way we put the bow on the show. Thank you guys all for checking us out this week. Big week. We've had a nice week so far. Let's see if we can finish it strong. A lot of action out there. Cubs are certainly not doing their part, but I think we got plenty of great ways to score and get to the bag here tonight. So shout out to Skunt Blaster. Thank you, my friend, for the 1999 dono. Much appreciated. Of course, we got the gifted memberships as well. You guys rock, man. Thank you guys all for being a part of this thing here. Smoke and Mirrors gifted the Sports Money membership. Gave me a cocktail recipe on top of that. Mitch Morber. What's up, Mitch? Says, looks like I got to catch the end of the show. Nice job. Don't get to catch you live anymore. Man, it's good to see you, Mitch. Wondering what happened to our guy, Mitch. It's good to see you, man. Hey, things happen. Shows out there for you guys to check out. Joe Dub, appreciate you. Says, great show as always. Happy birthday. Thanks, man. Thank you, guys. No, not so many strippers on this one here. It's going to be dudes in the woods, but we'll make some fun of it. It'll be fine. It'll be a good time. I'm excited, you guys. Thank you all for being a part of what we're doing here. It's so much fun getting to come out here, grow with you guys on a regular basis. Make sure you check out my guy, Ramon Scott. He's been running so hot. Sports makes money. That's why we make money betting sports every single day. Check him out at 9 a.m. The Morning Steam, the first one in the business to tell you guys what's going on out there from the sports betting capital of the world in Las Vegas. And on behalf of the Sports Money crew, I will see you guys on Tuesday. I'll be back on Tuesday. I hope you have a safe and sound Memorial Day. Be careful with them fireworks. Make sure you turn your notifications on and check the post tab at Sports Money because I will be dropping some action out there for you guys throughout the weekend. Good luck. Have a safe holiday. Enjoy the grilling and chilling with your friends and family.